I am a small streamer, and also a therapist in training in my clinical psychology master's program currently. I want to preface this by making clear that I have no interest in hurting Stephen's career or fueling any bullying or hate against him or Melina. I don't want this doc to be used to cancel him. I often do not agree with his behavior towards others because I think his behavior often crosses into bullying and harassment. Just because he has hurt me deeply doesn't mean I care any less about him. Stephen, like everyone else, has a mix of positive and negative traits. I'm posting this because Stephen has slandered me publicly. I don't have anywhere near the power or platform he has. I'm a small streamer who gets 35 to 40 viewers on average. He is a well-known streamer who gets 4,000 to 8,000. Keep in mind, just because someone has some abusive tendencies does not make them an abuser. I will always wish Destiny the best in the future. You said you didn't want to talk about it anymore. Why were you talking about me on your stream then? Also, are you going to let DGG harass me again, or make threads about me again?
Yeah, it's done and over. If you want to leak DMs, go for it. But I'm done with this publicly and privately. Stop messaging or talking about me.
This is a screenshot of Stephen consenting for me to share private DMs on September 24th, 2021. I'm only sharing some that don't include anything revealing or personal that Stephen shared with me. Those messages will always remain private, no matter what. If Stephen wishes to revoke his consent, I will delete these DMs from this doc immediately. He can revoke his consent at any time. The most salient points from this doc are: in October 2020, Destiny perpetrated abuse against me by doing a 2-hour stream leaking our relationship. I said we were platonic friends, mocking me and being extremely cruel to me. This was such an intrusive and traumatic experience, as it was in front of 8,000 people when I was brand new to streaming, and he showed zero consideration for how this would impact me. Around this time is when he doxed my location on his stream. I hadn't wanted it known, and he knew this. He is lying when he says he only talked to me so I wouldn't talk about his abusive behavior to other people. If this were the case, why did he send novel-length DMs of sexual fantasies and pic or video exchanges to me from May through to September? Why did he confide super private stuff to me that he didn't want exposed? Why did we talk like every day throughout this time? Why did he say he wanted to resume things with me? Why did he say he cares about me? When he gets really angry at me and feels attacked by me publicly, he calls me a stalker. Out of spite to hurt me. He did this to try to discredit me. Why does it matter what a psycho stalker says anyway? I'm just a joke.
That's just me being defensive. Well, I guess you can figure out what level of communication you're comfortable with.
Is there any way I can still not necessarily agree with all your actions, but still not make you feel attacked? Because supporting victims is really, really important to me. And I don't know, maybe my anger with you was still coming through.
I mean, I can try harder. Wink to your eyes.
He's been emotionally abusive, and I haven't always. He's been emotionally abusive, and I haven't always reacted well to it. Sometimes I made things worse unintentionally with my reactions. He fails to understand how callous and psychologically abusive his behavior can be. During his 2 to 3 month silent treatment, I lived in a state of heightened fear because he was constantly attacking me on his stream, riling up his fanbase to constantly harass me. There was even a death threat against me from someone in DGG. His GF threatened to try to get me fired. He brigaded my own stream to harass me. He leaked and read my private DMs to him on stream containing personal things. I told him to laugh at my distress. He lied and told people I sent him paragraphs diagnosing him, etc. This is vicious and sadistic behavior that freaked me out. Why? I messaged him a bunch, trying to make peace for fear of what else he was capable of doing or leaking. I felt I had no other choice to message him, despite him having me blocked. I feel like this is comparable to resorting to violence in self-defense. I just wanted the abuse to stop. He finally blocked Anna, Megalo. Can we all just try to get her fired? She'll kill people with her words. I hate her with all my heart. Except the times when we were fighting. Stephen and I have been close, in frequent contact for well over a year and a half now. He has been an important part of my life. He's been one of the people I've gone to and confided in. We both felt like we knew each other very well. I have asked Stephen about how I'm supposed to tweet or talk about things like open relationships or drug use, etc., without him feeling personally attacked, or like I am being passive-aggressive against him. I feel it is controlling to ban me from ever mentioning these topics again just because he thinks it's some indirect attack on him. Despite what Stephen claims, the reason I have repeatedly forgiven him and talked with him again is not because I have nothing to lose. I have a professional career. It's because I genuinely cared a lot about Stephen and believed we could work out our conflict, which we often did. I just wanted the abuse to end. It was just a hookup. I've been clear from the beginning that I don't do casual sex or hookups, and that emotional intimacy is most important. I do poly and monogamous relationships. I was repeatedly clear with Stephen that I did not want a committed, exclusive relationship with him. I wanted to be someone important or meaningful to him. Stephen has been clear from the beginning that this was not a hookup. He explained that he is a bit more poly than having strictly FWBs, but also not fully poly as he doesn't have multiple committed partners. The relationship we had was uncommitted, but he explicitly said on multiple occasions it was not just about sex. As I made clear, I did not want. What you tell Melina, your actions haven't shown anything different, so what the heck am I supposed to think?
I've told people a ton that we chatted for like a year prior to doing anything. There's no way anyone listening to what I've said thought it was just a hookup. It's probably just randoms online who just saw a clip or one video.
I guess, 'cause I never heard you say that. In the streams, you talked of me. Then again, they were usually negative. But yeah, probably. Also, I don't want to offend you or anything, but I also wonder if that's mostly because we haven't had sex yet. Like, maybe after that, you will no longer see much point in talking and engaging as much. Sorry, I know that sounds terrible. I'm just being 100% blunt with you about my concerns. Basically, smiley face.
Yeah, I understand the concern. But that would be a huge time investment just to hook up with someone XD.
Lumao. Yes, but some people really like the thrill of the unknown and get more excitement with a new sexual partner. We all get this to some extent, though. BF. So, just don't burn the bridge with me, lol.
Yeah, of course not. Don't worry. D.
Him admitting that he wouldn't waste so much time and effort on. He only saw me as a hookup. I'm browsing YouTube, and I was reminded of this 50 Shades of Grey clip, and holy shit, Stephen, it says, I've fallen in love with you.
No, Hannah, you can't love me. Lamau.
Christian Grey is also emotionally unavailable and does too much casual sex.
Also, good morning.
Sticky out, tongue face, hi. What you up to? Slandering me for nearly a year. Stephen has been slandering me on his much larger platform. I feel like the only way to combat his lies about me is through Twitter. Accused me of stalking. He's accused me of trying to befriend his friends or turn them against him. I haven't. He said on stream I'm probably autistic. He said on stream I probably was lying about being in a master's clinical psych program. He said on stream that when I become a therapist, I'm going to cause people to kill themselves. This is far worse than anything I've said about him. He called me the craziest person he's ever known on stream. He told Jade as a boss to never talk to me because I'm crazy. He's claimed I don't understand how to interact with people, devalued my understanding of psychology and therapeutic abilities. He's claimed I diagnosed him or sent him paragraphs telling him how Doc Triad he is. I know better to diagnose anyone who isn't my client. While we were in a friend/relationship, Destiny had been pretending publicly for 6 months now that we've not been emotionally close or talking frequently. Not to mention he's been initiating hundreds of sexting convos between us from May to September. So no, he's lying when he says he only talked to me to try to deal with me. He wouldn't be initiating tons of sexual fantasy conversations with that person and sharing all your weirdest kinks, fetishes. Better? And if all it will do is upset Melina, then
I'm more comfortable keeping things under wraps, but if you're not comfortable with that, then it's your choice whether you want to continue chatting with me.
But do you understand why this is shitty to me?
Sure, I can understand why you feel that way, but it doesn't change my position. Yeah, I can try.
Wait, why is that difficult, lol?
Because there's still all the residual drama and stuff, lol. I can probably do better, I'll try, okay?
I don't think acting like I'm a stranger helps that. Probably just acting like we're fine would be better, thanks.
On a quick break from D&D thinking about you. 50 hours.
Maybe you can answer that message you ignored. Unless you're busy cooming, lol.
I mean, I can commit as much time as I have been and we can figure it out if it works for you or not.
Smiley face, really? I like that answer. Him agreeing to commit time to me since I told him that I felt feelings of love for him. Just not like when you're being mean, because you get way too mean and call me a stalker. And sexy, yes.
Yeah, I understand, lol. Sad face.
Sad face. Forever known as Crazy Stalker Sag. Sticky out tongue face. I'm teasing.
I'll fix some of it sometime publicly, okay? Until then, you can work on the essays on your bed while I rip your legs and feet, okay? Alright?
He kept promising to clear up his hurtful exaggerations and lies about me publicly one day.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Lo. And if I said anything now, people would just be really dramatic and dumb about stuff.
Aren't you more concerned with Melina finding out? Not so much what your fan base thinks. But also, it's not like I'm some crazy person, Lamau. You could just say you exaggerated.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, okay, Lo? And maybe in the future, yeah. Tease me and make me tweet it out sometime. AnaFesto.
Oh. Ooh. Now you're giving me ideas, smiley face. Lots of ideas.
Yay!
Oh, Stephen. You're breaking my heart. What am I gonna do with you?
Yeah, because I can't publicly defend you because then it's obvious we're talking again, Lo. If I get defensive, that's the assumption people make, so I have to act like I don't know why you're in chat.
He literally told me to go onto political panels, help my stream grow, and we talked about going onto panels together. I'm sorry for falling asleep on you. Also, okay, smiley face. I'm glad to hear that. I feel the same way. Free.
No problem, Lo. Okay, good. Homework and stuff today.
Yep. And streaming The Witcher again. Smiley face. I've been feeling kinda sad because I feel like my stream isn't growing much. And I don't know how to grow a really sad face.
Yeah, it's definitely hard just going on panel shows and then streaming consistently is probably what you can do to stand out. And make sure you're loud, etc. on the panel shows.
Lol. Loud on the panel shows. It's funny, because I've gotten so much better at these panels now. I used to be so anxious those first few times I talked with you. Haha, smiley face. Yeah, he's kinda ridiculous. People said he was gish galloping me or something.
Yeah, you would do that if you let him know. What was the topic?
He made the claim that all conflict was about dominance and submission. And I was like, lol, no. I've been begging Stephen for months to stop lying publicly about me because it's been impacting my mental health. Being called a stalker by his community on Zerka's panel. It wasn't so much about the apology, but about Stephen correcting the slander. All I wanted was for Stephen to be honest and stop acting like we haven't been talking all the time, because it made me look insane. Brought me harassment from his fan base. Do you understand how you dragged me entirely through the mud and portrayed me as some psycho stalker? And that people still call me this? And that by you refusing to even clarify anything, this is demonstrating how little my reputation must matter to you.
What am I supposed to say publicly?
Thanks for clearing that up about what Melina can see, BTW.
I don't know what the compromise is.
Well, we'd have to figure it out. How long do we have to keep it secret that we're friendly? Is there a time frame? Because it's a form of emotional abuse to ignore and disrespect a person you're involved with in public. I cited all those articles about that in my Google Doc. When you repeatedly treat a person you're close to in a dismissive manner, it's very hurtful. On Zerka's panel, he completely threw me under the bus, acting like he hasn't been 100% wanting to be talking to me and sexting me for months. We were still regularly talking up to the day of the Zerka's panel. I didn't say that. That's not the way to resolve these conflicts. But instead of demanding that I don't bring up certain stuff, why don't you help me understand why it bothers you so much? Is that acceptable to you, Stephen?
We've done these conversations a million times in the past, it's not worth doing them over and over again.
I even nagged him, to be honest, with his fiancée about our friend/relationship, since it isn't healthy to hide things from a partner, and it upset me. to me. This is morally wrong. Is Melina really angry?
No, she doesn't care as much.
What the fuck then? Why were you so reluctant to say we're friends?
We just talked about it recently, and that's a damn low.
I'm so glad you talked about it with her. It's always better to be honest, jeez. I hoped Stephen would do the right thing. Just wish they wouldn't attack my ability to be a therapist. Sometimes I play up being crazy and stream satirically, and they don't seem to get that, lol. I'm doing a Harley Quinn cosplay soon, lol. Just need my Joker. Too bad you don't cosplay, lol.
Maybe someday you can convince me, smiley face.
Sticky out tongue face. Now that would be fun. The drama factor makes it way more fun, winky face.
Yeah, maybe so, smiley face.
Don't worry, I'm gonna have fun with it though, smiley face. I was definitely dying on my stream listening to that clip though.
Yeah, I can imagine, lol.
I like how Dan hates me. It's great.
Yeah, it's your arch nemesis,
D. It's probably a good thing Mutant blocked me, because I was gonna start adding Dan and just saying, call me crazy again, daddy, ooh woo. We'd actually joke about how funny it was that Dan and Mutant thought I was some crazy stalker and brainstorm ways to troll or bait Dan because he loves drama. As much as I had fun with this, it got to the point that it was no longer fun when DGG were constantly harassing me and actually genuinely believing I was stalking Stephen. No, listen, okay. I'm much better with talking on stream now with hostile people, lamau. I've had tons of practice, lol. You know, I'm gonna be like, Dan, what the fuck you didn't call me last night? I thought what we had was special.
Oh man, he would lose his mind. You have no idea.
Lamau, I'm dead serious. I could run with this so well. You didn't think I actually liked Stephen, did you? I was just trying to get closer to you, Dan. XD.
Yes, lol.
That amazing night we spent together. Thing you did. Catsuit. I just wish I got a chance to stream with you. I don't know.
Well,
Because Melina would get mad at you, right?
I just think you'll be too dramatic right now.
Okay. If you're so embarrassed by me, then why do you even talk to me?
It's not a matter of being embarrassed, so I reject the framing of the question.
Then why are you so adamant about nobody knowing that we're friendly? You never replied. But this began to take a toll on my mental health since he wouldn't defend me or even try to tell people that I'm not stalking him. It hurt so much how little he seemed to care for my reputation. He never defended me against his audience, calling me horrible things. I began to question how much he truly cared about me if he was willing to throw me under the bus like that. She told me after our talk that she'd felt bad enough to privately message about it, so I don't know if she did. I know you care very, very much about your reputation. My point is that I do look out for you and defend you, but I feel you don't do the same thing for me. You would never do what I did for you and go to have your way to defend me. I don't know, Stephen. Friendships require give and take, and I feel like all I do is give, and you throw me some crumbs, sometimes long. I know I'm asking for a lot here from you. Hopefully, we can come to some compromise. When backed into a corner publicly, he threw me under the bus and portrayed our dynamic like he had no choice but to be friendly with me. This was extremely hurtful since I knew this was a lie, as he repeatedly insisted he wanted to be in contact with me and cared about me. This is manipulation, he did. I guess she thinks I want to break you guys up, huh?
Yeah, 100% lol.
Dan thinks that too. Have you ever tried to convince her otherwise, lol?
Yeah, of course, but they all think I'm biased, so lol.
Oh, right. Lol. So much for her being so open-minded. I mean, it's dumb because I've done polyamorous relationships before, and it's not like I'm so deluded to think I could get you into a monogamous relationship with myself somehow, like Lamau.
Yeah, no.
It just really sucks having to stay in the shadows, basically sad face. Many of the things Destiny said to me in private were totally different than what he said in public. Destiny was 100% acting on Zerka's stream. People don't realize that he's very good at faking when he feels his reputation is on the line. He will do anything to make himself look better. We'll hurt each other all the time. It doesn't mean I see you as any less of a valuable friend. I know I don't handle the stress of being a streamer and having people who hate me as well as you do. Like, I don't think my reactions are always the healthiest, but it hurts that you'd rather have people think I'm crazy than someone who was just really, really hurt by some of your behavior. You call everything abusive. No. Hurt feelings do not equal being abused. There is a specific pattern of behavior that is psychological or emotional abuse, which can occur in any emotionally close, intimate relationship, whether sexual, romantic, or both. Emotional or psychological abuse is distinct in that it fosters emotional dependency on the user. Psychologically abusive behaviors abuse fear, increase dependency, or damage the self-concept of the recipient. Here is an article explaining the multidimensional measure of emotional abuse. It was emotionally abusive how he belittled me in public, as though I was unimportant to him and meant little to him, and in private said the opposite. Stephen has belittled me on his streams by mocking the messages I send him as though my feelings didn't matter, disrespecting my psychology knowledge when I'm a therapist in training, laughing at my pain or distress, and treating my complaints of mistreatment like I'm just crazy. The definition of disdain, regard as unworthy of one's notice. Inspiration. Are you seriously going to pretend that it's not sexist to tell a woman you hope she gets raped? Women live their lives in fear of being raped, like... You don't think that could cause someone to feel threatened or fearful? When you said, and she's been messaging me for days, referring to me on your stream, it's over because you kind of ignored me for like that whole week. It was the way you said it, like you didn't care at all. If I'm such an annoyance to you, then we don't have to be friends. Stephen frequently spoke about me with disdain on the stream when he made disparaging comments about my messages trying to communicate my concerns with him as though he considered me and my concerns unworthy as consideration, time, or respect. He spoke of me as though I was just an annoyance to him. This is another abuse measurement inventory, called the composite abuse scale. I'm only showing this as proof that calling an intimate partner crazy is part of emotional. The diagram. Below is yet another emotional abuse inventory called the Emotional Abuse Questionnaire. And yet again, an intimate partner trying to convince others you're crazy is part of the abuse pattern. Stephen also mocked my views and beliefs and intentionally humiliated me on his stream by mocking me as crazy and saying things he knew hurt me out of spite. Refusing to acknowledge or accept your opinions or ideas as valid, I wasn't allowed to express my differing view on casual sex and explain why I had the different view, as he would feel personally attacked by my mere different opinion. Accusing you of being too sensitive, too emotional, or crazy. He's done this repeatedly in public, and in private told me I'm too emotional when upset. Refusing to accept your feelings by trying to define how you should feel. He's told me I should get over things by now and shouldn't still be upset over things, which was incredibly hurtful and caused me to question if there was something wrong with me. Making jokes at your expense. I've lost count of the number of times he's done this. He's literally treated me like a meme on his stream. Stonewalling. Stonewalling is not. Stonewalling is not the same thing as asking for space or setting boundaries. Asking for time or space requires communication. When partners ask if they can discuss something later, they are not stonewalling. A repeated pattern of stonewalling is abusive. Stonewalling is broadly described by the following behaviors: a general discomfort in discussing feelings, dismissing or minimizing a partner's concerns, refusing to respond to questions, refusing to make eye contact or offer non-verbal communication cues, walking away from discussions that cause stress. Partners who are stonewalled often feel demeaned or abused. They may even begin to question their own self-worth. People should not feel scared to bring up concerns they have in a relationship/friendship. Stonewalling also includes shutting down a conversation. I just don't like how controlling you want to be over what concerns I'm allowed to bring up to you. That's not fucking okay. People need to feel safe to bring up any concerns they have in a relationship/friendship.
If you don't feel safe, then just stop talking to me.
I didn't say that, and that's not the way to resolve these conflicts. But instead of demanding that I don't bring up certain stuff, why don't you help me understand why it bothers you so much? An example of the so many messages from back in late August 2020, it's clear his stonewalling behavior is distressing me, and I'm trying to tell him this. I think we should talk over voice about this. It makes me really sad, Stephen. I've cried from this so much now because the way you treat me communicates lack of caring or concern. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. I'm being honest with how your cold demeanor has affected me. I care a lot about our friendship and your feelings, Stephen. If I've hurt your feelings, I'd want to know so that I can try to avoid that. And no, I still don't think you're a narcissist. But you do have some abusive behavior. Like you ignored me for 3 days without even taking 3 minutes to let me know you wouldn't be responding. That's not fair to me. It's a violation of my boundaries. I don't need to be stressed out during the school semester, worrying if you're angry with me. Frowny face.
I mean, it's possible.
How come your followers seem to think I'm obsessed with you? I don't even watch your streams ever.
I think just because they'll see every time you tweet about me or mention me on stream.
I mean, partly it's just me voicing my disapproval of the way you treated the victims, and also me trying to clear up all the lies people believe about me. Honestly, you can't deny that some of this is sexism, though. It really is sexist to call women crazy and unstable for being angry, and it makes me so mad when you do it. Women used to be lobotomized for that shit.
Yeah, if you mention someone a lot, people are always going to ask that someone stalking. Whether or not it's sexist is really hard to determine. Of course, figuring out intent is difficult.
DMing him a bunch after he blocked me in February 2021. This is the only thing I've done that makes me look bad, and he constantly weaponizes it to try to paint me in a negative light to deflect from his abuse. But my actions were out of self-protection and feeling utterly helpless and like I had no other choice. Him blocking me in February was the silent treatment, because it was clearly out of anger and a desire to punish me, as it was right after a big fight and he immediately began leaking out private DMs without one to DGG and saying nasty things about me publicly. He tends to give the silent treatment for days when angry. It's his pattern. Leaking tons of private DMs without consent to the internet is very threatening behavior to most normal people. I was scared what else he'd leak. I did not trust him anymore because he used to promise me he'd never leak out private DMs. And then he did. When someone is willing to grossly violate your privacy once, you don't know what else they do. This is hurting so bad. I'm just asking for some empathy. Why does it have to be over stream? Also, aren't you going to respect my privacy boundaries? I'll talk with you, but I'm begging you, not over stream.
It doesn't have to be over stream at all. No, of course not. What the fuck? This is all private info. I'm never gonna just do something like this over stream. We'll talk about this on stream or something.
I sent him apologies to try to make peace. I asked him to stop calling me crazy and lying about me on his stream, and begged him not to leak DMs. I tried to make peace with him and appeal to his empathy so that he wouldn't hate me and do what he's done to tons of other people. Stephen can get scary when he's angry at you because he becomes very vindictive. The silent treatment, only ends when you apologize, plead, or give in to demands. This is what I would end up doing. But I also still cared about him at this point, and was genuinely hurt by his actions. I wanted to know why he was doing all this to me when I did nothing bad enough to justify it, and thought he cared about me. An explanation by a licensed therapist on why the silent treatment is so insidious, and how victims typically react to the silent treatment by reaching out and trying to make peace with the abuser. They ignore the narcissism part. The silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse typically employed by people with narcissistic tendencies. It is designed to 1. Place the abuser in a position of control, 2. Silence the target's attempts at assertion, 3. Avoid conflict resolution or personal responsibility or compromise, or 4. Punish the target for a perceived ego slight. Often the result of silent treatment is exactly what the person with narcissism wishes to create: a reaction from the target and a sense of control. Message people he's on panels with to tell them he's abusive. Dark Triad. He even claimed I was supposedly messaging his friends and people he's on panels with about him being abusive or to warn them. I did not do what he claimed. Yet again, he presented things in a manipulative, twisted way. I did not go around contacting his friends. How could I possibly know all the streamers he's friendly with? That would be super creepy. Destiny himself advised me to go onto panels to grow my stream, so why wouldn't I go onto the same panels he goes on? I'm sorry for falling asleep on you. Also okay, smiley face. I'm glad to hear that. I feel the same way, Heart.
No problem, Lo. And okay, good. Homework and stuff today.
Yup, and streaming The Witcher again. I've been feeling kinda sad because I feel like my stream isn't growing much, and I don't know how to grow a really sad face.
Yeah, it's definitely hard just going on panel shows and then streaming. Consistently is probably all you can do to stand out. And make sure you're loud, etc. on the panel shows.
Lol, loud on the panel shows. The only time I DM'd someone about him behaving manipulatively was if a streamer talked about me or my relationship with Steven and got facts wrong. I have the right to clear up rumors about myself. I vented to my friends privately about him, which there is nothing wrong with. But that's not what you claimed I did. I vented to a friend. I didn't just go and message people you're on panels with calling you some abuser. I don't want people to think you're that bad or anything, because you're not. This is manipulative, because it portrays a situation that didn't occur. I hate when you do this crap.
You said vented to a friend, but I knew her first. And you made a friend with her, then vented about me. That's pretty bad.
You're always fucking throwing me under the bus. I had to be the one to clarify to her that I didn't try to get him between you and Melina. Because in your interview with her, you just laughed and agreed.
You understand that it's really bad that you're making new friends that are already my friend and they're venting to them about me.
First of all, it was just... I didn't even know you two were friends. I thought you were just acquaintances. I'm not perfect. I messed up plenty. I've never claimed to be perfect. I make mistakes and try to do better. When I unintentionally hurt Steven's feelings, I felt remorse and apologized / made attempts to repair. I always tried to respect Steven's boundaries when I understood that what they were. I tried to be willing to compromise on almost anything. But we also viewed things differently. For example, the things that he considered to be judgmental, I did not consider to be judgmental. It's impossible for me to just know what he perceives to be judgmental. Another example, he told me that he felt judged when I would send a psych article during an argument, so I stopped doing that. The only reason I did that in the first place is because he'd say that no one else could possibly view the situation the same way as me, and tried to convince me I was Crazy. I mean, when we were in the middle of arguing, you literally stonewalled and refused to talk or explain. I mean, I don't know, that's literally what that was. Psychological abuse is made up of 4 factors. The MMEA measures all 4. Stephen's behavior is all of factor 1, hostile withdrawal, and just some of factor 3, denigration. Factor 1, hostile withdrawal. This is all behavior known as stonewalling, colloquially. Sulked or refused to talk about issue. Refused to acknowledge a problem, refused to discuss the problem, acted cold or distant when angry. Factor 2, domination, intimidation. Factor 3, denigration. Factor 4, restrictive engulfment. See diagram. A lot of diagram, big diagram. Targeted harassment. In February 2021, Melina coordinated with DGG and brigaded my stream to harass me and threaten me to leave Stephen alone. Melina had some of her friends, Shia being one of them, enter my stream pretending to be sympathetic to my position in an attempt to manipulate me. Shia acted like she was interested in being my friend for a good hour. I then realized she'd been trying to bait me into saying inflammatory things about Stephen. It's a cowardly move since I only get 35 viewers per stream. His DGG chat contains over 10,000 messages that mention me by name, and probably 3 to 4 times that number about me in total. The disturbing and obsessive nature of this harassment has caused me fear for a year now. It was hurtful for nearly a year. Stephen had allowed his chat to be used to disparage and degrade me. Fuck you, Anna Simpson. You finally blocked Anna, Megalo. Can we all just try to get her fired? She'll kill people with her words. I hate her with all my heart. Melina, expressing threatening intent to ruin my career. End of AnaFesto. Thank you.